Good morning. It is Sunday. I've got a week left until my exam. We're going to start here with a 30 question practice exam. All right, let's do it. Which letters represent the ink colors normally used in color inkjet printers? If I remember correctly, cayenne, magenta, yellow, and then the K is black. Don't need to flag that. Okay, next one. A technician has a user whose system has active network link lights, but the user is unable to access any of the internal resources. What is most likely the cause of the issue? Uh, hmm. Not able to hit any internal resources. It's got link lights. We know it's talking. Yeah, probably gonna flag that. Maybe it's IP address conflict. That's a good one. A lot more network questions on these A+ Core 1s. Which is not needed to install a virtual machine. You don't have to have an optical drive. Okay. Which is a valid company disk capacity? Oh, compact disk capacity. CDs. It's a little tricky here, huh? DVDs I thought are like 4 gigs. I thought these are like 700 megabytes. It's a little funny. Do compact discs go up to 4 gigs? Not sure about that. None of these make sense though. Okay, I'll flag it and I'll come back to that. Michael complains that his computer keeps flashing pop-up ads and he can't access any websites. Betsy the tech runs a malware check and finds some bad things and quarantines them. The computer can access websites and fix the pop-up seem to be gone. According to troubleshooting theory, what 2 steps should Betsy take next? So the troubleshooting theory, I memorized the acronym. Make my font a little bigger. So when you do take the exam, you will have some scratch paper to write on, or you should bring your own. And I remember this acronym that I memorized. So which part of the troubleshooting process are we on? We have to identify / isolate. I like to say isolate. CompTIA likes to say identify. Establish theory. Spell establish wrong. Test theory. Verify. Document. Educate user. I can't remember what that E was. Establish a plan. I think establish a plan. So sometimes if you don't remember every little thing, you can either look at the answers or it'll help you figure it out. I copied it from here. Okay, where are we? So complaints, runs a malware check, because we already isolated, identify. What should she do next? She's already resolved it, right? So we're pretty low on the chain here. Maybe verify and document. It doesn't have educate the user. It's kind of like extra, but I do see that on some questions. I'm going to flag that as well. I think these two are correct. Okay. Next, John's client needs to connect an external monitor to his laptop. Which connection types is the laptop most likely to have to accomplish this goal? Okay, for cables and connections, yeah, these are the only two that are video. High definition multimedia input and video graphics array. The other ones are not video at all. Your primary hard drive starts to make a clicking noise. There are some very important files on the drive. How do you make sure the data can be saved? If you have mechanical failures, I would just take it to a specialist. Okay, what kind of network connection can you make with a crossover cable? I gotta select two. From my knowledge, I know you can do some weird things directly to a modem from a PC. I'm gonna do that one. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I'll have to learn what that answer is. Technician is dispatched to a location that has multiple laser printers. One appears to have a shadow image. Okay, the technician could solve this issue by. I know that they use positive ions on the fuser and the toner, and they put it through to a drum, and then the drum presses it down. Cleaning the drum, would that fix it? Last part of the cleaning process for laser printers is cleaning the drum. Okay, flag that one too. Quincy's laser printer keeps giving out of memory errors. He needs very high quality prints. What should he do? Add more memory. So if the print job's too big, it will fail. Just out of resources. Okay, a class A IP address has how many locked octets? So what is an octet? Here's a classic example of an IP address you get in a home network. So every 3 numbers is considered an octet. So that is an octet, that's an octet, that's an octet, that's an octet. Okay, in a class A would mean that it starts with a 10. So it would look like that. How many octets are locked to where you can't change them? Just 1. So class A would be 1. Class B is like 172. I can't remember the next number, but it's 2 are locked. And then class C, I believe, like that. Anyway, I know it's 1. Okay. Very surprised. A lot of networking questions on the A+. Okay, which of the following URLs would indicate a secured HTTP server? So remember, this is a hypertext protocol for a website. We make it secure by adding S or secure. That gives it encryption. Do we see HTTPS? Yes, we see one here. Okay, so C would be the answer. Which is a primary characteristic to be considered when choosing a power supply? A sag rating, efficiency. Okay. Since we don't want powers to sag or surge, I think I'm going to go towards that one. Which type of memory module has 200 pins? I thought desktop are 240, and I thought that laptops or SODIMMs are 200. Okay, we'll find out. We're halfway done. Making pretty good time. Got 21 minutes left, a minute per question. So we're going pretty fast. Okay, what aspect of a regular vacuum cleaner makes it unsafe to use inside a laser printer? Ooh, I do remember this. The static in it, I believe, is bad for it. Okay, clear my notes. Janelle walks up to a computer and starts it up. After post, she gets an inaccessible boot drive error. Which of the following would be the most obvious? Sometimes they do boot into USB by default. After post, an accessible drive. Yeah, let's go with that one. It's unlikely that someone changed her computer. Okay, what is the correct URL for secured internet site? We just did talk about HTTPS. I did not have those on my prior tests. Very interesting. What kind of IP addressing will you be unable to configure from an interface of a SOHO? Keep in mind, SOHO means small office, home office. So when you see SOHO, you know that these are smaller routers or access points. Unable to configure. I guess a dynamic IP, like having multiple, probably not designed for that. But I'm going to flag that anyway. Okay, next. New smartphones have features that enable them to be backed up to a remote location. Of which of the following is this an example? Okay, like cloud-based, right? Or backups. iCloud does backups, right? Yeah, that's a good answer. One of the downsides to upgrading to a more powerful video card is that you may also have to upgrade the boop, boop, boop. So the video cards use a lot of power. Keep that in mind. Sometimes they need their own power as well. So power supply is what you're going to need. Which of the following resources is most important for accessing a remote virtual PC while using a Windows PC on your corporate network? Probably your network would be the most important thing, right? Remote virtual PC. Okay, we're talking about the remote computer. You do need RAM though, right? Okay, I'm gonna say if you run out of RAM, it's not gonna work at all. If the bandwidth goes up and down, it might have some laggy performance. Okay, Alex has just purchased a new 802.11n Wi-Fi router for his home. He powers it up and configures it. He then proceeds to connect his current 802.11g devices as well as his brand new laptop. Has 802. He's not noticing any increase in speed. Which of the following is most likely the cause? Okay, so he's got a G devices. His N and NK routers broadcast mixed mode. The router should be configured G only. The laptop's not close enough to the router. Ooh, it's a good one. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Let's maybe make a guess here. So he's on an N router. He's got some G devices and an antenna. Why would his N antenna not work so well? Maybe because it's in mixed mode, he's got some G devices and some N devices, and it changes the performance. I'm going to guess that one. Okay. What goes at the end of an Ethernet frame? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't quite remember the different packets. Did we study this in the A+? Ooh, Ethernet frame. I know probably the source would be in front and the destination is later. Okay, flagging that one. Which of the following best describes the difference between an on-site data center containing servers and other computing resources and a private cloud? Okay, on-site data center versus a private cloud. Not public, not community, but private. Okay, a private cloud is not on site, but is created by joining public clouds. It is not public clouds. Okay, I'm going to roll out A. B, a private cloud enables internal users to provision. Are they saying they can be the same? That's not a good way to describe their differences. Okay, private cloud is not on site, but is created by joining public cloud resources. A simple on-site data is not integrated with any cloud, while a private cloud is. Yeah, let's go for D. Yeah, a lot of cloud questions. James has replaced the CPU and added some RAM to his PC. He also blew some of the dust out of his system using canned air when he rebooted his system. An annoying repetitive beep occurred. What is wrong? Okay, so when you move RAM around, you'll probably get postcodes. He probably moved the RAM out since he blew air into the RAM. What about the other ones? No, that's the best answer. Okay. Which of the following is the last step when troubleshooting an issue? Didn't we just have that? I-E-T-E-D. Document is the last one? Yeah, document findings. That's how I remember the troubleshooting steps. Okay, next. Which display component is most likely to suffer from image retention, often called burn-in, if used to display a static image for a long period of time? I believe is OLED. Yeah, I'm going to learn a lot from this test. I can't remember. I think it's OLED. Which of the following protocols could a technician use to connect a smartphone to an email server? Okay. So these are the only two that are email, POP, Post Office Protocol, and Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. The other ones have nothing to do with mail. Where are you most likely to find the Wi-Fi antenna in a laptop? I know it is in the display. They really emphasize this on the total tester. Okay. Which of the following items would most likely be found in a laser printer's maintenance kit? Rollers? The kit wouldn't have toner, and the other parts are kind of like different consumables you use. Oh, we're on the last question. I could go back and use my 12 minutes if I want to, but yeah, I'm just playing around. Okay, in the exam, did I pass? Did it get an 80%? I don't know. Okay, I must have missed it just by one or so. All right, let's review our test and see what we can learn. I was a bit nervous. Okay, I don't want to show all. I just want to show the ones I missed. 74 minutes. That one was really tricky. So CD is equal to 74 minutes. I was really focused on the data and the size. I was like, yeah, 700 megabytes. That really threw me off. Very tricky question. Okay, the crossover. So this is our takeaway here. They can uplink. And they can also PC to PC. Okay, remember that for the next test. Efficiency. Yeah, I was going back and forth between power sags and surge and efficiency. I guess efficiency means the main thing. Doesn't really explain it there though. Okay. So when we buy PSU, you should care about the efficiency of it or how well it converts the watts and the amps. You cannot configure in a PIPA. That is a trick question, huh? I was focusing on like how many IP addresses it could route. All right. A PIPA is not something that we normally configure. So that is a trick question. Maybe I went a little too fast. I did have quite a bit of coffee. Okay. I went towards the RAM for the virtual machine, but essentially if you're remoting in, yeah, I was going back and forth between the network bandwidth for remote PC. Okay, next one. The frequent check sequence. I was thinking CRC at the end of a packet, but no. Okay, So FCS, or we call it the frame check sequence. If I knew that it stood for that, I probably would have picked that, but I didn't know that acronym. Okay, so that's a freebie acronym that might be on the exam. Okay, next, I missed this cloud question, so I got to study clouds more. A private cloud enables internal users to provision and release computer resources on-site data center. Okay. So I'm going to write here, private clouds can provision on-site resources. Is that what this says? I believe so. Okay. And that was the last question I missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not too bad. I almost passed. Getting there. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun. Take care and good luck.